Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeff. On behalf of StriveScan, certainly want to welcome all of you to our evening event. Tonight, we've got our virtual college fair for the VACRAO in Virginia. We've got hopefully 6 institutions we will hear from this evening. We've got Ferrum College, University of Virginia Wise, Randolph-Macon College, Emory and Henry College, East Carolina University, and the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. As a reminder to all participants, your cameras are turned off and your microphones are muted. You may ask questions of any of the institutions at any time with the chat feature below. And a reminder, this is being recorded for use later if you would like to watch it. Without further ado, I'll turn it over to Tiffany at Ferrum College.
Good evening. My name is Tiffany. I am the Associate Director at Ferrum. And I also have Hannah with me. She's a colleague of mine. She's also an Associate Director, and she will be manning the chat should anyone have any questions. This is an aerial view of Ferrum. I think it's gorgeous. I think it really shows where we are in the valley of the Blue Ridge Mountains. There's tons of things to do. There's a lot of aerial space, and we have over 800 acres of pure fun. Ferrum is a small school, so you're going to have a name, probably even a nickname, but you can't get lost in the shuffle. When you come, you want to get involved. You want to get to know your professors because they want to get to know you. And we have a lot of diversity here. We were actually acknowledged for the diversity that we have on campus. We do represent over 25 states and over 12 countries at Ferrum. Our majors are really cool. Some of them are pretty unique, and I'll just highlight a few. There's only like 3 ecotourism majors in the country, and Ferrum has one of them. We have a really cool criminal justice and forensic science program. There's only 4 forensic houses on the East Coast on campuses, and Ferrum has one of them. So if you want to set up crime scenes, do like DNA testing, we offer that here. And a really cool fact, because we're not a medical university and it can be kind of gross depending on how you look at it, we have human cadavers. So for our students who want like pre-professional health science, health and human performance, even exercise science or physical therapy or nursing, you can get your hands dirty really, really quick, and you can't go wrong at Ferrum. But those are just some ones that I wanted to highlight because there are some cool facts. And then we have 2 graduate programs. We have an MS in psychology and also an EDS in teacher education and coaching. The cool thing about the MS in psychology is that if you come in as a psych major, and then let's say you take a winter term and a few summer terms, your senior year, which is your 4th year, you can get dual degrees. You will end up graduating with your graduate degree with the MS in psychology and also your undergraduate degree within 4 years versus the traditional 5. Athletics, Panther Pride is at an all-time high at Ferrum. The one that I brag about the most these days is track and field. We started that program in the middle of a pandemic, which was absolutely insane. Where are you recruiting and where are you going in the pandemic? But we had the talent on campus. So we had students who were dual athletes. We also had students who decided they loved Ferrum enough that they'd never do their sport again. They jumped on that track team and we placed 2 All-Americans. That is the coolest thing ever, to have a winning team from the pandemic with no recruitment efforts. Boredom is a choice. So I'm an alum from Ferrum. There's always tons of stuff to do. If you sit in your room and you're like, what the heck is this? There's nothing to do. You didn't get out enough. We have tons of hiking, whitewater rafting, canoeing, skiing, ropes course, mountain climbing. We have ropes course. We have all these cool things you can get involved in. There's over 12 sororities and fraternities to choose from. And the Norton Outdoor Adventures program always has something going on. Yesterday, they were fly fishing in Adams Lake, which is right behind me. And we stock it with trout. So come have fun. The application process at Ferrum is seamless. If you get $1,000 just for applying, you should submit your transcript. However, we understand that guidance counselors, college counselors are busy, and we will accept you with a self-reported GPA, and all students can be accepted as test optional. So just be mindful that apply, you get $1,000, send in that transcript, but if not, you can still receive a conditional acceptance until we get that transcript in. Ferrum Promise is a cool, program that we started a few years ago. So basically, if you transfer from a community college, depending on the program, you can graduate from Ferrum within 2 years guaranteed. But let's say we mess up. We put you in the wrong classes, everything just goes haywire and you're not going to finish in 2. we will cover those classes for free. So you essentially will end up with a free education if Ferrum bombs it, but you do have a transfer counselor who is assigned to you, which happens to be Hannah, who will walk with you through this process and explain what those programs are and where you are within that process. When I hear private, I hear expensive. Ferrum is a private school, but we like to say that we're one of the most affordable. 99% of our students do receive financial aid to attend Ferrum. We have very generous merit scholarships. They start at around $15,000, and then we have an honor scholarship, which is around $23,500, and then you get your $1,000 for applying, but you also get $1,000 for visiting. You can do a virtual visit, whether it's an open house or an event, or you can also take a tour either virtually or in person, and you get $1,000 all because you showed up. So definitely take advantage of this. One thing that I like about our campus visit options is that sometimes we'll host like Zoom nights with the Panthers and the admissions counselors and the ambassadors. So it's almost like a mini evening social where we will hang out with you, play music, and just talk about life, talk about Ferrum. You can also come and sit in on some classes if you want to. That way you can really submerge yourself and just make sure if it's a good fit. Our coaches will love to host you as well. They will have you over sometimes for overnight visits or for overnight weekends where you can actually go to a class, hang out with the coach, hang out with the team, meet with admissions, hang out with ambassadors, and then also have lunch or dinner within our cafeteria. So you can't go wrong with the Ferrum visit. I think it's definitely something that's worth your while to do. And then you claim your scholarship just by showing up. So that's the end of my presentation. I was pretty quick because I'm super nervous, but you can contact us at admissions@ferrum.edu or call 1-800-868-9797. Thank you.
Thanks, Tiffany. Appreciate that. Next up, we have University of Virginia Wise.
Hello, everyone. My name is Presley Taylor. I'm an admissions counselor at UVA Wise. I'm just going to jump right into it. So a little bit of general info about UVA Wise. So we are a nationally ranked public liberal arts college, and we are the only division of the University of Virginia. We have about 2,000 students, an average classes of 15, and a student faculty ratio of 13:1. And we are located in Southwestern Virginia in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains. We have about 400 acres of land on our campus, a lot of that being ponds, trails, things like that right on campus. And we're located really close to town. We're about 30 minutes from Tennessee, 30 minutes from Kentucky, about an hour from North Carolina. So we're definitely located in that tri-state region, lots of stuff to do locally and with a little bit of a drive. These are the different majors and programs we have. I'll let you all kind of peruse those and see if we have what you're looking for. But I will say one thing that spans across all of our departments is undergraduate research. It's huge, especially in our sciences, social sciences, communications. And a lot of our students will get nationally published, go to national conferences, and get a lot of really good experience that they can carry on to post-grad. And we also have a lot of professional programs to choose from. And if you do those, you'll get an advisor assigned to you at the beginning and prepare you for applying to those postgraduate schools and making sure you're prepared for that. We have a program at UVA Wise called Innovate To Elevate, and that's one thing that I think kind of sets our students up for success. All of our students get a free iPad, keyboard, and Apple Pencil, and it just kind of makes sure that they have the technology they need to be successful in their classes. A lot of professors will provide e-textbooks, so it saves money, and it also makes class a lot more hands-on. I know I prefer hands-on learning over lecture. I know a lot of people probably agree with that. So a lot of our professors have figured out ways to really innovate their teaching using the iPads. These are the different athletic programs we have. We are part of the NCAA Division II South Atlantic Conference. We have baseball, basketball, cross country, football, golf, and tennis for men. And we also have basketball, cross country, golf, lacrosse, softball, tennis, and volleyball for women. If you're interested in these, I do suggest you can reach out to me. You can reach out to the coaches directly by email, but I do suggest reaching out about those. Now a little bit about our student life. So we have 50+ clubs and organizations you can join, spanning from social clubs, service clubs, academic clubs, And where we are kind of smaller, there's a lot of opportunity to start new student groups. So that's a good resume builder, gives you good leadership experience. So there's lots of opportunities with that. We also have Greek life, fraternities, and sororities, and we do recruitment in the fall and the spring, if that's something you're interested in. And we also do intramural sports. We are the national cornhole champions, and we had a one-day cornhole event that our students won, and we sent them to Myrtle Beach for the National Cornhole Championship, and I actually got to watch that on ESPN, so that was really cool. We also do sand volleyball, basketball, flag football, lots of one-day events, so that's something fun that a lot of students get involved in as well. We also have Army ROTC. This is kind of a little side note. If you're interested in that, please feel free to reach out and I can connect you with some contact information if that's something you're interested in as well. And we also have outdoor recreation. What they do is they plan little trips for our students to go on. They've gone skydiving, whitewater rafting. They went to amusement parks, water parks, and things like that. They went skiing recently. So they plan trips that are either free or very affordable for our students to go on to kind of get out and go explore a little bit, something they might not be able to do on their own. So a little bit about our financial aid opportunities. We are nationally ranked for being one of the most affordable colleges in the country. And we have one program that is need-based. It is called Within Reach. And what it is for any Virginia students that live in the state of Virginia whose family makes $40,000 or less a year, they come tuition and fees free. We also have some merit-based scholarships. So those are based on GPA, and you automatically will get those once we receive your FAFSA and you are admitted. So here's some admissions processes for some first-time freshmen. So whether you're a senior right now, you can still apply. It's not too late. We are accepting deposits until May 1st. That's a deadline for those. But if you are a junior, sophomore, freshman, this is kind of some stuff to look forward to in the future. So you can apply online. We accept the common application, or you can apply on our website. All we need is your high school transcript. We are SAT, ACT optional, an essay, a $25 application fee, and then the rest are just encourage or optional. Let's see. So here's some contact information. Jamie Rose, she's also our transfer counselor. If you're a transfer or anything like that, no transfer. Me, Presley Taylor, I do Richmond area as well as the state of Tennessee. Antonio Kyle, he does Tidewater region. So if you're there on the East Coast of Virginia, he'll be your counselor, as well as the state of North Carolina. And Casey Rife, she does kind of middle central Virginia, Roanoke, Charlottesville area, and she also has the state of Kentucky. So if you need our contact information, here it is. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can also come for campus tours. We do them Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock every day. And we also have some events coming up on the weekends. If you want to come for a weekend visit, you can find those on our website. And there you see at the bottom right, uvay.edu, and you can do /visit if you're interested in those. And so, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the chat and let me know. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Presley. Appreciate that. Next up, we have Randolph-Macon College.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Faith Fox and I am an admissions counselor at Randolph-Macon College. I also graduated from RMC in 2019, so I know a little bit about the student experience and the application process as well. But we will get started going through this condensed information session, basically. So Randolph-Macon is located in Ashland, Virginia. It's just 15 minutes north of Richmond, Virginia, the capital. We do have an Amtrak station that is actually located on our campus, and the train goes through campus. So that makes it really convenient for us to stay in our small town, but also connect with some of the larger communities that we have around us, such as Richmond, DC, only being about an hour and a half up the train or up I-95. And then also the train runs all up along the East Coast, which makes us a great location for us. We were founded in 1830 and we have just around 1,600 students. When I was a student, I found that it was a great size. You felt very comfortable and connected on campus, knowing lots of people, but there's always new people to meet. It's not like you know everyone. Here's our breakdown for female to male and in-state versus out-of-state. And our out-of-state students are coming from 30 different states and 22 different nations. So we have a good diverse mix of students on campus that are coming from different cultural, religious, socioeconomic backgrounds. And about 23% of our student body identifies as racially diverse. Looking here in the center, we have an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio and 16 average class size. If you ask students what's your favorite thing about Randolph-Macon, a lot of them I think would say it's the relationships that we have with our professors. The professors at Randolph-Macon truly want to be there. They are teaching, excuse me, teaching faculty. So they want to spend as much time as they can with students, teaching them. They have smaller classes so that we have that opportunity to work one-on-one with professors, and a lot of opportunities for research and internships as well. We have 50+ majors, minors, and pre-professional programs. Some of our newer ones are criminology, cybersecurity, and a new nursing program, which is really exciting. But our most popular ones are among those and business, pre-med, psychology, sociology. So lots of great things. But Randolph-Macon is a liberal arts and sciences institution, which means that we're not just preparing you for one specific vocation, but we're preparing you for life. So not only are you going to be taking those courses towards whatever career you are interested in, but you also take some general education requirements and do internships and research, which will give you lots of great skills, which are helpful for life outside of your career as well, such as communication, thinking critically, writing. And then also, while you're a student at Randolph-Macon, you will work with our Edge Career Center, and they are ranked number 13 in the nation for career services. So they're truly doing amazing work. And they'll help you, teach you a lot of other skills that are important for life as well, such as financial literacy, how to establish credit, how to buy a car, rent an apartment, or buy a home, as well as some of those career services, such as interviewing, resume and cover letter workshops, networking, things like that. So they're truly doing amazing work. In terms of student life, we have over 100 clubs and organizations, and these are things ranging from your business club to your Harry Potter club to your knitting club and Black Culture Society, Hispanic Heritage Club. So lots of different opportunities and opportunities to create new clubs for students to really be able to find their community on campus and not only explore themselves, but also explore others and other ways of thinking, cultures, and ideas as well. We have 13 fraternities and sororities, and about 30% of our students are involved in Greek life, and they're doing great work on campus and in the community to raise money for lots of philanthropic causes. We have 14 residence halls, and you are guaranteed housing all 4 years. And since students are usually on campus all 4 years, there's lots of fun things going on, whether it be a game night, bringing in a comedian or a guest lecturer to be able to provide opportunities for students to really get engaged and have fun outside of class. We also have 18 varsity sports teams, men's and women's. We are Division III, a part of the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. And our sports teams are very competitive, doing lots of great work. We actually just this past weekend, our men's basketball team won the national championship. So very exciting things in athletics at Randolph-Macon. I hope that you all decide to apply to Randolph-Macon. We do have 2 forms of application on our website and on the Common App, and they're both free. And here are some deadlines for you all to keep in mind. We do have early decision, early action, and regular decision, and then some spring or transfer dates as well. What we're looking for, we look at your courses and your grades, your essay, letter of recommendation, extracurricular involvement. We do have a holistic admissions review, so we want to get to know all parts of you, and we do welcome everyone to apply. We are test optional, so you do not have to submit a test score if you do not want to. And we do have an optional interview with your admissions counselor just to get to know you better and an opportunity for you to ask questions. All students are awarded merit-based scholarships just for applying to RMC, and you'll be notified in your acceptance letter which one of these 3 top options you'll be receiving. They start at $18,000 and go up to the potential for full tuition. Like one of my colleagues on the call was saying earlier, usually private institution, people think expensive, but I definitely encourage you to, no matter what private institution you were looking at, always inquire about the merit-based scholarships, because it usually is just the sticker price that shocks people and not what you would actually be paying. I also recommend that you visit the schools that you're interested in. Definitely come to Randolph-Macon. We have open houses, information sessions, special visits, and follow us on social media. And here's some of my contact information. If you'd like to get in contact with me or ask any questions, I'm happy to chat with anyone anytime. Thank you all so much.
Thanks, Faith. Appreciate that. Next up, we have East Carolina University.
Hi, everyone. So sorry, I had a baby emergency. So I am here now. Let me just share my screen really briefly. All right, everyone. Oh, sorry, that's not what I meant to do. Okay. So hi, everyone. My name is Allie Hortonberry. I am the regional rep for East Carolina University. I will try to get through this pretty quickly. My son had a pretty nasty fall downstairs. So we are the third largest of the UNC system schools out of all 17 of those. We come in just below 29,000 students. So we have kind of that large school vibe with a 19-to-1 student faculty ratio. So you'll have that direct access to students with an average class size of 28. 90% of our students come from within the state of North Carolina and 10% will come from out of state. We have over 500 student clubs and organizations with 15 campus ministries and 38 Greek organizations and 15 different residence halls with over 31 different dining locations. We do offer one of the most wide range of programs in the state of North Carolina. So you can see we have 87 different bachelor's degrees, 70 master's degrees, and 18 doctoral programs, with top undergraduate programs being nursing, management, marketing, psychology, and elementary education. We actually do graduate the most nurses and teachers in the state of North Carolina, which is pretty cool. And ECU is the only school in the state of North Carolina that has a dental school, medical school, and College of Engineering at the same institution. Our location is Greenville, North Carolina, so that's where our main campus is going to be. That's going to also be where our athletics facilities, health sciences campus, and West Research campus are located. But we also have our Integrated Coastal Studies Institute out at the Outer Banks, right outside of Manteo, North Carolina, about 2 hours away from Greenville. We have 18 different NCAA Division I sports. We participate in the American Athletic Conference, and students do get free tickets for regular season home games. So the important thing is applying. Of course, these are going to be from our current application cycle. So if you are not a senior, just keep in mind that the deadlines will be fairly similar, whatever year you are going to be applying for. So the application will always open up August 1st with our spring deadline being December 6th, summer deadline being April 25th, and our fall deadline is July 1st. So you'll need a $75 application fee, the online application. We are requiring test scores. We did go test blind for 2022, but we are going to be requiring test scores for this upcoming cycle. If you need to get in touch with me, my information will be at the end, but we do have our general admissions information here, and we do offer in-person and virtual tours. And this is how you can contact me. So again, my name is Allie Hortonberry. That's my phone number, my text number, and my email. And again, I'm so sorry. Again, my son took a very nasty spill. My husband needed my help. So I'm glad I could share a little bit of ECU with you guys. And thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks, Allie. Appreciate that. And then finally, we're going to have University of North Carolina, Wilmington.
All right. Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Tanisha Young, and I'm the Assistant Director of First Year Admissions at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. I am also a double alum, so graduated back in 2015 with a Comm Studies degree, and then in 2019 with my master's. So I am a Seahawk through and through. So I love my institution, and I'm happy to share some general information about UNCW. I also serve currently as the Mid-Atlantic representative regional counselor. So I work with all students who are applying from the Mid-Atlantic area. So really UNCW is a great, wonderful place. We are kind of located right in Wilmington, North Carolina, which is a coastal, beautiful town. As you guys are all from outside the state of North Carolina, I always like to provide some general information about how students get back home to their home state. We do have an international airport just 15 minutes from our campus location, so it's very easy if you would like to fly back home. But you can see, depending on where you're at in Virginia, it could be between 3.5 hours to 4.5 hours from our Wilmington location right on the coast. The city of Wilmington itself, as I keep mentioning, is a coastal town. Wrightsville Beach is only 15 minutes from our campus location, so it's very easy for students after class or on the weekend to visit that beach community. Additionally, we have a beautiful historic downtown riverfront area that has hundreds of different places to eat, a lot of tourism activities, different parks and gardens. We now have a brand new River Park Amphitheater downtown, which is a brand new music venue. So we have a lot more bigger names coming to Wilmington versus Raleigh or Charlotte, where a lot of our larger music venues have been held. So we now have, like, for example, Trevor Noah came last year. We have had Glass Animals this spring, and now this summer we have her coming, which I'm really excited about that. But it just provides a lot more of an experience off campus for you to explore when you're done with classes or wanting to spend some free time with your friends on the weekend. At UNCW, we are considered a mid-sized institution, so we have just over 18,000 total students at the institution. You can see here our undergraduate population within that is only 14,480. So it does provide a large enough experience. There's a lot of great different activities and opportunities that you can get involved with as a student, but still kind of more private school feel within the academic classroom, representative in our 18:1 student to faculty ratio, as well as our average class size is 27. So we really do value that. Even though we're larger in our number of students, we do get to have that more personal connection with the faculty that you're learning from in your classrooms. Specifically at UNCW, we really encourage students to go above and beyond the classroom, and that is really representative in our applied learning opportunities. We have a couple different pillars that you can focus on depending on your personal interests or whatever academic major that you are pursuing. Specifically, we have a lot of education abroad programs. We have over 1,000 programs in over 70 different countries. So you can study as little as just 1 week during a spring break trip. You can do a summer trip during a summer session, or you can even participate in our dual degree international program with our nationally ranked Cameron School of Business, where you go to UNCW for 2 years, earn a degree, and then go to one of our sister schools in Germany, France, England, or Spain, and also earn a degree from that institution. So if you want to immerse yourself in a different culture, you have that opportunity. And then specifically for internships and research, we really value that here at UNCW. We have a Center for Undergraduate Research and Fellows for students to even receive grant money for some research that they may be conducting with a faculty member. And a lot of our majors require for you to have an internship or practicum, so you're guaranteed that experience in a lot of capacities. In reference to our academics, we do offer 58 undergraduate majors here at the institution. We have 36 master's degree programs and then 4 doctoral degree programs. We are North Carolina's coastal university, so we have marine biology at every level, undergraduate, master's, and a PhD level. And this upcoming fall, we are actually adding another PhD in coastal and applied sciences. So regardless of whatever major you're pursuing here at UNCW, you won't declare your major until you're a sophomore. So you have a lot of flexibility when you're applying to the university and during your first year to really help you and kind of help determine what degree you would like to focus on. In reference to campus involvement, we have over 300 clubs and organizations, ranging from Greek life to religious affiliated groups. We are a Division I athletic program, so we have 19 D1 school or teams. We have basically everything except for college football. So we really rally around our college basketball team in reference to, we still have a homecoming, it just happens during their basketball season. We have some multicultural groups that you can be a part of. And then if you aren't a student athlete and just want to participate, we have club and intramural sports that are available for students. To talk a little bit about the first year admissions process for students, this is really going to be everything that we review in your application. So specifically looking at high school minimum course requirements, these are mandated by the UNC Board of Governors and the North Carolina State. So it's important that out-of-state students that you ensure you have these course requirements throughout your full 4 years. They may not be your graduation requirements, and you must have that coursework in order for your application to be reviewed. We look traditionally at everything else that most other institutions will review: standardized testing, essay, short answer, extracurricular activities, and letter recommendation. As East Carolina University mentioned, the UNC system is moving away from being test optional. So for students who are applying for fall 2023, so our current juniors, rising seniors, it will be required for you to have an SAT or ACT score with your application. So really begin to create that preparation for you and do as much testing as possible. We do super score, so we'll take the highest scoring combination together to give you the best score for your application review. And we always recommend that you send everything to us, and you can always as your counselor to help you with any questions that you may have. We have an early action deadline, so that is non-binding, differing from early decision. So when you hear back regarding your decision, you still have until May 1, and you do not have to withdraw your applications from other institutions that you've applied to. And that's all that I have for you today. As mentioned, my name is Tanisha Young, and I am happy to answer any further questions. Feel free to scan this QR code to get added to our mailing list to keep you connected with any open house events and any mailings that may be specific to what you're interested in learning about. So thank you so much, and I appreciate your time today.
Thanks, Tanisha. Appreciate that. Well, I want to welcome all the representatives back on screen here. We've got a few minutes left, so I thought we'd ask some questions of them and just get to know them, get to know their thoughts on the process of the application and admission process. So the first question I wanted to ask each of you is, what is the one thing you want students and their families to remember about your institution? And Tiffany, I'll let you go first because you're ecstatic with me.
I would say that we are a community, that we are in the valley of the Blue Ridge Mountains, so we kind of stick together. I would want them to remember, I guess, energy like mine, but imagine it all over campus. You know, just a group of high energy people, super diverse, who love their institution.
Very nice. And then what about Presley? What do you think about UVA-wise?
I think that for me, I graduated from UVA-wise, and personally, one of the reasons I chose to go there and why I'm glad I went there is because of the smaller class sizes, small environment. It makes you feel like you're at home. It's a good community, and it's something that I've taken with me after my professors suggested I apply for this job, and they're good for recommendations, and they try to make me leave, but I wouldn't. So, so yeah, it's just a good community and a good place to go back to and stay at if you're me.
Very good. Very good. Faith, what do you got for Randolph-Macon?
I would say similar to what everyone else has said, the community and the location are two of the biggest things that you feel very safe on campus and very connected and have the opportunity to explore lots of things. And the location makes it really easy to do that with being a small town and a close-knit community, but then also close to some larger cities and close to alumni who have lots of connections as well. It makes it a really special and unique environment.
Very fun. And then Allie, if your son is okay, what about ECU?
Yeah, so I would say that ECU is a large school, again, the third largest in the UNC system, but you don't really feel like it is. So we have those nice class sizes and faculty student ratios. Just to give you guys some context, the student faculty ratio and class size is the same as my small private school of 1,500 students. So you just have those big campus opportunities and resources while still not feeling like you're going to a school that big, with your direct access to your professors and making fast friends and things like that.
Very nice. Tanisha, wrap us up with this question.
Yeah, I would say for UNCW, a lot of our facilities and our academic programs would be something I want everyone to kind of remember and take away from the presentation and about UNCW. Specifically, we have our Cameron School of Business, which is national. We have a mentorship program with that, so our students get partnered with business professionals and retirees in the community to kind of help them branch into the workforce. We also have film studies, which is very intuitive to our Wilmington, North Carolina location, as we have Screen Gems filming studios located in Wilmington. So we have various TV shows and movies that are shot. So we have for Fox's Our Kind of People currently being shot here in Wilmington. The latest Scream was also shot here in our downtown Wilmington area. And then our School of Nursing is very strong. They have a 98% passing rate for their NCLEX exam. So definitely just the excellence of the quality of education and the really hands-on opportunities that you have specifically at UNCW and the Wilmington community.
Perfect. Thank you. So the next question I want to ask each of you to answer is, what is one myth that you would like to debunk on the college admission process? So again, Tiffany, I'll let you go first on this one.
The biggest myth that I can think of is that Ferrum accepts just anybody. Like, there's no standard that we will accept any and everybody, and that's not really true. Ferrum was founded as a training school for those in the area who could not afford to get to a formal college or university. And so the women of the United Methodist Church formed Ferrum, and that's why we're here. So we do accept students that may not have a lot of options, that may have struggled in the past, but got it right as they got through high school or just wasn't given a fair chance. But I think if it's anything, would just be the myth that everybody can go to Ferrum, anyone's accepted, because that's just not true. Like, we have a standard too. We just have principles that go along with it. That's all.
Very good. Presley?
Yeah, I would like to just throw out there that admissions and the process of admissions isn't scary. And I know it can be overwhelming, but that's why we're literally all here, is to help like kind of navigate and point in the right direction for scholarships, anything you're missing. I know I personally tell my students to text me because they usually prefer that. So just knowing that we're all here to help, there's lots of resources, whether it's your school counselor, one of us, and all that. So yeah.
Very nice. Faith, what do you think for us?
I was going to say the same thing, but I would say another thing is that oftentimes when you're looking at schools, then you often just see the sticker price, and often students get sticker shock. So always reach out to your admissions counselor and inquire about the financial aid, because oftentimes virtually no student is paying that price. So that's a common myth, is that when you're reading tuition prices online or on College Board or anything like that, it might not be the price that students actually pay. So just do a little bit more digging.
Good thought. Allie, what do you think?
I would say that you have to know your major before you apply. That might be the case at some schools, but for a majority, it is not. You can come in undecided and not have to decide until your sophomore year. Of course, if you're going to go into something like engineering, specifically ECU, you do have to submit a separate application, but there are very few majors that is going to be the case. You would need to know your major in that case, but for the most part, you do not need to know exactly what. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was going to college. So, and I figured it out by my sophomore year.
Perfect. Tanisha, what are your thoughts?
I would say a myth that you have to apply early in order to get into somewhere. I feel like sometimes with I've seen with the state of Virginia and Maryland, sometimes with the larger public institutions, students think they have to apply early for those, and it translates to all other institutions. But I just encourage students to talk with each counselor, talk about the different deadlines that schools have, as some are binding, some are non-binding. So when you apply sometimes does matter, in reference to how competitive the applicant pool may be and where you have the strongest chance to gain admissions. We always like to say you should apply when your application is at its strongest. So if you may need to wait to do some additional testing to help with the super score to make you more competitive, then let's have that conversation. So really, again, like as Presley was saying, really make sure you reach out to a counselor and talk with each individual institution, as what I just said may differ from another institution. So really make sure that you make those connections.
Great advice from everyone. Thank you very much. And then the final question I want to ask each of you this evening is, what advice, not debunk, but what advice would you give someone going through the search process?
The biggest advice that I would give would be to be open, to not be so sheltered in the thought, to be open to all opportunities, because there's thousands of us. And and there's similarities, but there's differences. But if you only look at certain types of schools, you won't make it anywhere. Like, your fit may be somewhere that you never thought was possible. It could be in a different state. It could be in a town or city. It could be coastal. It could be near lakes. It could be anywhere. So my biggest advice would just be to be open to the opportunities. Go to college fairs, meet with everyone that you possibly can. And also just go on random college visits to schools that you've never heard of, but maybe close in area, easy to get to, and just listen to what they have to say, because you never know, that might be your fit.
Thank you, Tiffany. Presley, what do you think?
I tell most students, like especially at college fairs and things, to kind of figure out what's most important to them, whether it's academics, social, or kind of a combination of both. I know just from personal experience, for me, for WISE, going to WISE was perfect because there was plenty of stuff for me to do socially, because I'm a social gal, but there's also the academics were really good. And so there wasn't too much going on to where I'd be distracted, but I was given a lot of opportunities academically as well. And that kind of goes back into like our undergraduate research and our clubs and organizations. There's just a lot to do. And so just finding the right fit for you, whether it's small, big, where it is. Yeah.
Sure. Perfect. And then Faith, what advice would you give?
I want to reiterate what Tiffany said about visiting the colleges. Definitely go on multiple visits. And even if you don't know what questions to ask, that's completely fine. I often encourage students to just ask current students, faculty, staff about some of their stories to learn about their experience at the on their campus, because I feel like that can really give you an idea of envisioning yourself on campus and experiences that you could possibly have there. So ask about stories if you don't know what questions to ask.
Great suggestion. Allie, what suggestions do you have for us?
I would say that at the end of the day, your college search process is your college search process. It's not your parents, it's not your school guidance counselor, it's not your friends. So listen to yourself, don't listen to everybody else. You're going to know what the best fit is for you. And if somebody thinks, well, you should go to a bigger school, you should go to a more prestigious school. If you don't feel like you fit there, you don't feel like you fit there. So just be true to yourself. Sorry, that's my answer.
No, it's a great answer. Thank you. Tanisha, wrap us up on this question, please.
Yeah, I would say stay organized, and I would say check your email because it's very important. I know kids don't like to check their emails, but that is the main way we communicate with you. And there's a lot of opportunities that you may miss if you don't check your email. For example, for admitted students, we send you an email because you have to submit an application to apply for all of our scholarships from the university. So a lot of students miss out on that because they just don't simply check their email. So definitely try to stay organized. There's a really cool hack with Outlook where you can actually set up a receiver email. And so if you get something from an @uncw.edu, you can have it automatically filter into a folder. So you can create different folders for all the colleges that you're applying to, but I would just suggest trying to find a really neat way to organize all the communication that you may receive from us.
Great suggestions, all of you. Thank you so much. I want to thank all of the participants this evening for being with us. Thank you to all the institutions for presenting this evening. There will be a quick survey afterwards. Would appreciate you taking that. There will be additional sessions afterwards. Would encourage you to sign up for those as well. On behalf of StriveScan and the 5 institutions, thanks for joining us tonight, and everybody have a safe evening. Bye-bye. Good luck.